Tesla's biggest new feature of the last 2 years is finally here. It's out, it's official, but Tesla's also removing features on brand new cars, and owners are furious, and there is no solution in sight. Plus, I've got some big updates on the cheaper Model 2 that you need to know about, some new info there. We've got a brand new round of Tesla price cuts, and also I've got some updates on new colors coming to the US, or at least more parts of the world, including the US, but the news isn't exactly good. So in this video, I'm breaking down the biggest news happening in the wild world of Tesla over the last week or so that you need to know about right now. New features, new updates, some controversial changes. Let me tell you everything happening right now that you need to know about. And a big thanks to Masterworks for sponsoring this video. As the dust continues to settle from Tesla's very controversial Investor Day event, there are still a bunch of questions that we want answers to because we want to know what's coming next. Like, what exactly is going to be the Model 2? What's the design? When is Hardware 4 coming? And when could we see the refreshed Model 3 and Model Y finally hit the road? We actually did get a couple of interesting tidbits of news over the last couple of days that are really interesting, shed a lot of insight into these sort of different topics, and just a lot of info that you are going to definitely want to know. This is coming from Matthew Donahan Ryan, who spoke to Tesla's Tom Zhu at Investor Day and had a number of pretty big takeaways. First, according to his conversation with Zhu, Tesla's Generation 3 platform, those two unreleased cars presumed to be a van and then a small Model 2 sedan, will be built at Giga Mexico first, and then production of those vehicles will essentially be copy and pasted to the other gigafactories around the world. He also says the first Generation 3 vehicle will roll off the production line in 18 to 24 months, and then when asked if it will be painted or come in a stainless steel finish, Zhu said that, well, paint is expensive with a bit of a smirk. We're also learning from this thread that Giga Mexico will be built at the same time as another unannounced gigafactory somewhere else in the world, and that Tesla does all of the architecture, design, construction work for gigafactories in-house, in case you're curious and wanted a little nugget of Tesla knowledge. And obviously, since Investor Day, the big question for many is, well, what exactly is this Generation 3 platform? Everyone wants specifics, and there's still so little we know. It was clear from this slide that Tesla wasn't really hiding it. One of these is some type of van, and the other is some type of sedan. We have heard Tesla extensively talk in the past about wanting to make sort of a lower cost version of the Model 3, basically a Model 2. And obviously at Investor Day, they discussed at length that price was the name of the game here, that they were going to build these and design them as efficiently as possible from the ground up and try to make them as affordable and as attainable as possible, even more so than the Model 3 and Model Y right now. We've also heard rumors for years, and Tesla might have even said this themselves, that they're targeting a $25,000 price tag for the smaller Model 2, and that would line up with everything we just learned. That obviously eliminating paint would be a good way to save some money, especially in the production process, as Tesla talked about previously. We also know that they could do things like maybe remove pieces of glass. They could have maybe a smaller infotainment system. They could do cloth seats. We have heard rumors that this could be a two-seater car, not a four-seater sedan. So definitely lots of things that Tesla could do. We're also learning that recently Elon said that this could be an almost fully autonomous vehicle, so maybe they could remove some unnecessary hardware that way. There's still so little we know, but from this thread, we could see either the van or the sedan come in the next, year and a half, 2 years? So in the not so distant future, again, assuming this information is correct. Again, I've got to mention there's still a whole lot we just don't know about these cars. For example, we don't know what the van is going to be. It's rumored to be highly configurable, but we don't know what that means. Is this a passenger van? Is this a robo-taxi van that's autonomous? Or is this more of a commercial vehicle? Or is this some combination of all three where it could sort of be a multi-purpose van? We just don't know as of right now, though if Tesla does something similar to Rivian and their sort of commercial industrial van, that would make a whole lot of sense. And sort of looking at the bigger picture here, it totally makes sense as to why Tesla's looking to cut costs and make this platform as efficiently as they possibly can. I mean, who these days can afford to not cut costs? Especially when Americans are paying twice as much for new cars than they were pre-pandemic. It's bad enough, some can't even afford to pay for the ones they already own. Like, even if you're making six figures right now, chances are you're still scraping to make ends meet. But the good news here is that there's always ways to protect your wealth and try to get back what you should have had, like an asset whose price is appreciated on average a stunning 29% last year. And of course, the asset I'm talking about is fine art. Now, this market used to be nearly impossible to access unless you had millions of dollars and a lot of big connections, but now anyone can access it in minutes without needing those millions of dollars, thanks to Masterworks. Masterworks paid out over $28 million in total to their investors last year, and that's not like some kind of one-off. Every Masterworks exit to date has returned a profit to investors like you. Just take a look at this performance. The results certainly speak for themselves. With over 661,000 users, Masterworks offerings have sold out in like minutes. They even have a wait list for new users who have to wait before they can get access to the platform. But I've got good news for you guys, because if you go through my special link down below, I have partnered with Masterworks. You can skip that wait list and get instant access to the platform right now. Obviously, right now is a very important time to diversify your investing, and Masterworks makes this so simple, so easy. They have really revolutionized this, and I know you guys are going to love it. So if you want to learn more, check out Masterworks for yourself today and skip that wait list and get instant access to this amazing platform. Hit the link right down below in the description to learn more and check it out for yourself today. Next up, we've got a lot of interesting news on Tesla's all-new Hardware 4, and I've got a lot of good news and bad news that you need to know about. Now, despite there being no info at Investor Day on this, surprisingly, we have heard a ton of rumors that Tesla was already building this in their cars. We got some extensive leaks from Tesla Insider Green the Only about all the new changes that were coming. We knew we were going to see some better cameras, we were going to see more cameras, we were going to see a more powerful processor and system, and we were just sort of waiting to see what Hardware 4 was going to look like on some new cars. And now, thanks to some recent owners who took delivery, we've got our best look yet at the all-new Hardware 4 system. Over the last few days, multiple owners have taken delivery of new Model S's and Model X's and have confirmed that their cars are equipped with Hardware 4. They've got the new cameras, they've got the new HD Phoenix radar system, but these cars are actually missing a ton of standard features right now, and Tesla has given no timeline or update as to when these features could be restored. And again, we're talking about Model S's and Model X's here, cars that are, well up there, if not over six figures, right at that six-figure mark. And now you've got owners who are taking delivery and are upset because their cars are missing features that you could find in a Model 3 that is like, what, nearly a third of the price? Tesla is not going to be happy with this current crop of owners who are, rightfully so, going to be upset. And like I just mentioned, it looks like as of right now, Hardware 4 is only on Model S's and Model X's, and according to what owners have posted, Tesla has begun to alert customers now that their car will not include ultrasonic sensors and rely fully on Tesla's vision system, basically taking the page from what we saw with the 2023 Model 3 and Model Y back a couple of months ago. And at this time, those cars are going to be missing some pretty big features, specifically Park Assist, Auto Park, Smart Summon, and full self-driving will not be operable on these cars for the foreseeable future. And obviously, this is a pretty big deal, not just because the price of these cars is pretty, significant, but also due to the fact that, again, Tesla did remove ultrasonic sensors from the Model 3 and Model Y a number of months ago, and they have yet to release any sort of update for basic features like Park Assist. So many new Model X and Model S owners, rightfully so, are happy with Hardware 4, but worried that their car is now less capable than other cars on the road because Tesla couldn't get their act together in time. But the silver lining here, some good news out of this, is that we do now have our first footage of the new upgraded Hardware 4 system, and the video you're seeing on screen right now is of the new Hardware 4 cameras. You can see the couple of different angles of the car. From what I've read, the resolution and the megapixel count has doubled with these cameras. It's still not going to be nearly as good as what you'd find in your iPhone, but they are going to be higher quality for this car, so the vision system should be better. It should have more raw data to work with. It should be higher resolution, and also these cameras do have a bit better dynamic range, and the low light performance seems to be better as well. So not only should you have a better system for eventually full self-driving, autopilot, stuff like that, but also in the event that, Sentry mode goes off or your alarm goes off, or Dashcam or whatever it is, to capture footage, you should hopefully be better able to read license plates and make out appearances of people that you couldn't before. There are so many issues of people keying cars or hit and runs. Hopefully, sort of a tangible benefit of this new system is higher quality cameras for every direction of the car, and hopefully some new features like 360-degree camera, top-down features coming with Hardware 4 as well. Now, one interesting point to this, and one really good question that I got a couple emails about that I did want to talk about, was on the Hardware 4 rollout. As of right now, it is only on the Model S and Model X, and not on the 3 and the Y, and how is that going to go? Because again, the Model 3 and Model Y are set to get some pretty big refreshes, pretty big upgrades with new features, but those won't happen until probably early fall for the Model 3, and then not until next fall, 2024, for the Model Y. So is Tesla just going to wait, 8 months to a year to do hardware 4 installs on these cars? Are they going to do them early? What do we think that Tesla's going to do? Well, we've already heard that both Fremont and Giga Shanghai were retooling their Model 3 production lines, presumably for a bigger refresh, but it is definitely possible that they were doing these in order to accommodate hardware 4. And I could definitely see sort of a timeline playing out where Model 3s and Model Ys do get hardware 4, and then their respective refreshes come later, later on this year or later on next year. They could also sort of wait, I guess, until the fall and just sort of keep hardware 4 just on the higher end Model S and Model X right now. But if that was the case, and if the timelines were correct, the Model Y wouldn't get hardware 4 until October of 2024 at the earliest, which would be a long time to keep that one car out of the loop on new software features and sort of the new capabilities and stuff like that. So it's a little unclear right now what they're going to do. Now, I've also got some bad news on new colors launching in the US. As I've mentioned in previous videos, there's heavy speculation that Tesla's going to launch new colors here in the US. Elon confirmed new colors were coming, and what we had all sort of assumed was that Tesla was going to take their beautiful new colors that they launched in Europe, that would be Quicksilver and Midnight Cherry, and bring those over to the US. In fact, Tesla even brought a few of these over to their investor day. They had these cars in Texas, and there was debate online on whether these were flown in or painted locally, sort of teasing that Giga Texas would soon be painting these beautiful colors, and they'd soon be available in the US sometime soon. Well, again, according to this thread from Matthew Ryan, it looks like these new colors, Midnight Cherry and Quicksilver, will only be coming out of the advanced paint shop at Giga Berlin for the time being. But some good news here is that Tesla just did introduce a brand new color here in the US. It is called Ultra Red, and from the photos and videos we've seen, it looks absolutely incredible. So this replaces the multi-coat red paint option. It is a $3,000 option and is only available as of right now and for the foreseeable future here in the US, and only for the Model S and Model X. This is not coming to the 3 and the Y as of right now. And as we've seen sort of from Tesla's own promotional videos and photos, and also some real world shots we've got of this, it looks good. It's like a nice poppy red. It's vibrant. It's not sort of the deeper maroon color that is Midnight Cherry over in Europe. It's a bit different, and in my opinion, looks really, really good. You can configure a Model S or Model X right now with this color, again for $3,000. And for those who had selected red and are currently in the queue waiting for their S and their X, Tesla is starting to send out emails that they are upgrading you to Ultra Red for free, which they should do. So that's some good news there. So really nice to see this. And hopefully one day it does come to the 3 and the Y, because this is my next Tesla's paint color for sure. And last but certainly not least, some good news for those of you looking to get a Model S or Model X. Those cars just got significantly cheaper. In fact, both the Plaid Model S and Model X are now the same price, $109,990, while the S, the base S, the long-range version, is now just shy of $90,000, while the X is just under $100,000 for the long-range model. All right, everybody, so I'm curious, what are your thoughts on the big Tesla news for the week? Your thoughts on hardware 4, the new advancements, the new insights on Model 2, stuff like that, and really your thoughts on how Tesla is approaching the hardware 4 rollout. Do you think it's fair for them to sort of force you to have hardware 4 and lose all these features on your cars, even though they will be restored eventually? Do you think Tesla should offer the choice? Do you think Tesla should not be removing ultrasonic sensors and all that stuff? Let me know your thoughts down below. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for your support. Sincerely appreciate it. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see you all in the next one.